If you need a little more practice to determine force components, this is the video for you. First off, I wanted to say that even though I have a PhD in physics, SOHCAHTOA or SOHCA ends up on every single one of my worksheets, just so that I can remember what sine is opposite and cosine is adjacent. The first thing that you need to do is look at what you've got, and you're going to make a triangle around the angle. So the way it always works is you drop something perpendicular to one of the dashed axes. So I'm going to put in a perpendicular line here, and I'll use green. I'm going to put in a line here. Okay, so these two lines, the red line and the green line, this is going to be the force A in the y, and this is going to be the force A in the x. This side is my adjacent side, and this side is my opposite side. So that means opposite sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So FAY, to find that, we're going to take the sine of 20 degrees equals the opposite over the hypotenuse, which is FA. So FAY is going to be equal to FA sine 20. To find FAX, the adjacent side, it's automatically a switch, a sine for a cosine. You can go ahead and just write that now. FAX is the force A times the cosine of 20 degrees. The triangle that we'll draw in this one, since the force is in the opposite direction, we'll draw a triangle over here. This is going to be my force B in the y direction, and this will be my force B in the x direction. Notice it points backwards, but it doesn't change our doesn't change the math at all. If I wanted to say, okay, the cosine of 60 is the adjacent, that's this side, FBX over the hypotenuse, FB. So FBX is equal to FB cosine 60. Because we have this one, now we can automatically say that FBY is not the cosine, it will be FB sine 60. This is a little bit different because it's pointing downwards, but the same thing applies here. We'll drop the line perpendicular to the axis here. So we'll call this FCX, and we'll call this FCY. The FCY side is my adjacent side. Adjacent means cosine, so once you get good, you can automatically just write FCY is FC cosine of the angle. And then FCX is my opposite side, which will be the hypotenuse, the force, times the sine of 15. Sometimes in physics you see the axes are rotated, but this is just the same idea. So if you look at this, if I were to rotate it, zoop, this now looks exactly like what this one used to look like. And so we'll drop that line, and we'll drop it perpendicular to the axis here. So it drops in perpendicular. So when you look at that, there's our triangle where this is perpendicular. And x's and y's might fail us, so I'm just going to call this FGX for now. It's sort of the x-most direction, and I'll call this FGY. FGX is my opposite side, so FGX is a sine function, so this is going to be FG sine 40, where FGY is going to be FG cosine of 40 degrees.